Alright, we continue with the method of consistent deformation, illustration of a frame like that shown in the figure over there. So we have a rigid jointed frame like this, fixed support over here, fixed support over here also. The length of these two columns are unequal purposefully. There is a 3-ton per meter acting as a UDL on top. There is a 5-ton acting as a horizontal point load at joint B. Now EI is taken as constant. E is Young's modulus, I is second moment of area of cross section of all members are taken. It is taken as a constant. Now the constant EI is also called as the flexural rigidity of a structure. Fine. So let us analyze this structure by the method of consistent deformation. This will actually lead towards the flexibility method of analysis, matrix method of analysis. Now, if you find out the value of ds over here, degree of static indeterminacy of the structure, we can see that ds is equal to 3 times number of members plus number of reactions, 3 plus 3, 6, minus 3 times number of joints, 1, 2, 3, 4 joints. This number is 9 plus 6 minus 12 will be 3. Let us choose the forces over here, this support as the unknowns. Let us say the vertical force here, horizontal force here, or reaction there, and the moment there. They are the unknown forces. Yeah, like that. They are given notations like HD, VD, and MD. Now this is how to form the compatibility conditions. As we discussed in the previous 2 cases, the compatibility conditions are essentially delta HD is equal to 0, which is nothing but the horizontal displacement in this structure at this joint is equal to 0. Vertical displacement at this joint is equal to 0 is the second compatibility condition, and the rotation at this joint is equal to 0 is going to be the third compatibility condition. They are written in mathematical form in the next slide. So this is the horizontal displacement at joint D is equal to 0. This is the vertical displacement at joint D is equal to 0, and this is the rotation theta at joint D is equal to 0. And further, if you elaborate this delta HD is equal to 0, delta HD is written as 4 terms. Delta prime HD is the displacement horizontal at joint D or support D due to the applied forces on a release structure. The release structure is the same structure without these 3 forces. And delta 11 is the displacement along HT direction in the previous section. Let me draw the frame on the board here for completeness. This is the frame ABCD which is released. Now we are speaking about this compatibility condition. Delta 11 will be, you apply a unit point force along this direction and find out the displacement along that direction, that is delta 11. Due to the same unit point force, the displacement along direction 2 would be delta 12. Delta 13 would be the displacement along direction 1 due to a unit point force along 3. Yes, this is displacement along direction 1, that is direction 1. This is direction 2 and this is direction 3. So delta 11 is the displacement along direction 1 due to a unit point force along direction 1. Delta 12 will be displacement along direction 1 itself due to unit point force along direction 2. And delta 13 is displacement along direction 1 due to unit rotation along direction 3. That is it. So the first equation would be elaborated like delta prime HD due to external forces on relay structure, delta 11 into HD, the corresponding reaction, delta 12 into VD plus delta 13 into MD is equal to 0. Likewise, we can form the other two compatibility conditions. The vertical deflection at D is equal to 0 would be like delta prime VD. This is the vertical deflection at point D due to externally applied forces on a release structure plus delta 21. It is automatically illustratable. This is the deflection along coordinate number 2, along direction number 2 due to unit point force along direction number 1 into HD, delta 22 VD, explainable very easily, delta 23 self-explainable into MD is equal to 0. Further, the third compatibility condition is theta D is equal to 0, that is theta prime D rotation here along this direction due to a unit rotation along this direction due to externally applied forces in a release structure. Delta 31 is the displacement or rotation along direction 3 due to unit point force along direction 1 into HD. Delta 32 is the rotation along direction 3 due to unit point force along direction 2 into VD and so on. So that these are the three compatibility conditions in detail. When you go solve for these three compatibility conditions, you are going to get the values of HD, VD and MD. Let us see how this is possible. Displacements can be established with the help of unit load method as follows. Well, we divide the frame into three parts: AB, BC and CD. DC, starting from there first. So DC, CB for the second one and BA. Here moment of inertia is written for each of these spans. It is I. Origin of coordinates for integration: D for DC, C for CB and B for BA. Let me draw the frame here for illustration. This is A, B, C and D. Well, this is the release frame. So D is the origin of DC, C is the origin of CB and B is the origin of BD. Limits of integration 0 to 2, that is 2 meters. This is 4 meters and this also is 4 meters. So 0 to 2, 0 to 4 and 0 to 4. The bending moment due to externally applied forces are written in this line. The externally applied forces are UL over here and a point force over here. This is 3 ton per meter. This is 5 ton. So in DC, the bending moment is equal to 0. That is clear. There is no force over here. The bending moment in CB would be 1.5 x square. A section there. This distance is x. C is the origin. So bending moment in this section is equal to 3 into x into x by 2. That is 1.5 x square. Okay. And bending moment in BA would be further. The bending moment due to this force at support B would be 3 into 4 into 2, that is 24, plus the moment of 5 with respect to any section over here. If this is x, the bending moment at this section would be the moment of this force plus the moment of this force, that is 24 plus 5 into x. Now further, M1, M2, M3. This is M1, small m1, this is small m2, this is small m3. They are the bending moments at the respective portions due to unit point force along this direction and this direction respectively. For example, M1 in DC would be due to a unit point force applied over here and the moment at any section between C and D, that is equal to minus x. So if you take a section here, distant x away from this end, the bending moment here due to this force is 1 into x minus x depending upon sign convention. That is all. Similarly, you can find out the bending moment in CB, in BA separately. Due to M2, when you apply a force like that over there, the bending moment in BC is clearly 0. The bending moment in CB will be minus x. The bending moment in BA will be minus 4. And when you apply a moment over here, unit couple over there, the bending moment in all the sections are going to be equal to 1 each. That is the table. Now, delta prime HD is given by integral capital M small m1 into dx divided by EIX. Before going to this equation, we require a little bit of explanation. We know that from the unit root method, delta C was given by integral small f into dl, d capital M. Simple bending equation will give us m divided by I is equal to sigma divided by y, where m is the bending moment at a cross section of a beam, I is the second moment of area of the cross section, sigma is the bending stress at a distance of y from the neutral axis, above or below the neutral axis. Let us say we have a cross section, irregular cross section like that. We have a length L in the beam. Length of the beam is equal to L. We have some supports. Let us say simple supports. Of course. So this cross section is taken from somewhere here. Let this be the neutral axis where we do not have any tension or compression. At a layer y above this neutral axis, the stress is sigma. Bending stress is sigma. Now, consider a small area over here at this level y itself. Call that as dA. The force F, we require the force F as well as dl over there. So force F in this dA would be given by sigma, that is stress over there, into d. And sigma from this equation will be m divided by I into y. So F is equal to m divided by I into y dA. And further, this small f is due to a unit point force applied corresponding to the point, say C. So let us replace the bending moment due to unit point force at a section as small m. So when I replace this capital M with small m. Small m is the bending moment at a cross section due to a unit point force applied at this joint C. This is with regard to the previous lecture. Now, dl. dl is equal to, in the equation, that is equal to strain in the cross section at this level into, say, dx. dx is a small length. It's a small length from this cross section towards the length direction. So strain is equal to stress sigma divided by Young's modulus into, that is the strain, this into dx, is equal to sigma due to externally applied bending moment would be m divided by I into y divided by E into dx. So here capital M represents the bending moment in the same cross section due to externally applied loads. Small m represents the bending moment in that cross section due to a unit point force applied along point C. Now, if you combine them together in this equation, say equation number 1, we combine this equation number 2 and equation number 3. In equation number 1, we are going to get delta C is equal to integral small m y dA divided by I and capital M y dx divided by EI. This is our volume is equal to, if we do that, we can write this as equal to integration over the length small m capital M divided by EI square into dx into integration over the area cross section y square dA. All the terms are in place. So integral y square dA is under this integral over the area, and small m into capital M divided by EI square is coming over here into dx, of course. Now integral y square dA is nothing but again second moment of area or moment of inertia of the same cross section. So we are going to get integral over the length L small m capital M dx divided by EI. One I from here and this I are going to get cancelled. So the equation for vertical deflection at any representative point like C in a beam is given by integral over the length L small m capital M into dx divided by EI, and that is being applied over here. So the displacement delta prime HD due to external loads is given by integral capital M small m1 dx divided by EI. Small m1, I repeat, is the bending moment at a cross section due to a unit point force applied along direction 1. That is given by, well, once you use the terms in the table and evaluate that, you are going to get minus 112 divided by EI for that. Further, delta prime VD, the vertical displacement at this point due to external loads, can be evaluated using the equation as minus 640 divided by EI, and the rotation at the same point is evaluated as 168 divided by EI. The table is repeated again. Now the coefficients like delta 11, delta 21, delta 12, delta 13, delta 31, etc. are evaluated in this slide. Delta 11 will be integral capital M will give way to small m1 in that case. So capital M small m dx by EI, this equation will become capital M will be replaced by small m1, small m will be replaced by small m1. So we will get small m square. Integral capital M small m dx divided by EI will become integral small m1 dx divided by EI. That is why we have small m1 square over there. Small m1 square dx by EI. That is 24 by EI. Delta 12 will be equal to delta 21, that is equal to small m1 small m2 dx divided by EI, that is 16 by EI. You can evaluate that using the table. Delta 13 is equal to delta 31 integral small m1. You can see the suffix is matching with the suffix over here. Delta 13 is integral m1 m3 into dx by EI minus 10 by EI, and further delta 22 it will be integral m2 square dx by EI, that is this number. Delta 23, delta 32, delta 33 are evaluated in that way. And finally, the equations in matrix form is written like that. The three compatible equations in matrix form would be like that. This is the displacements due to the externally applied force on release structure, and these are the coefficients delta 1.2, delta 33. These are the unknowns HD, VD, into MD. We can notice that this coefficient matrix is symmetric. 48, this also is 48, minus 30, minus 30, minus 72, minus 72. So this is symmetric. Right hand side is 0. Solving, we are going to get HD, VD, MD as equal to these numbers. So this will actually give way to the matrix flexibility method. So that is the end of the method of consistent deformation.